I've got a lot to do in 20 minutes, so hopefully I'll be okay with my timing. I thought I'm just going to, here's a bit of an overview first of all. So I joined the business in 1993. An old friend, Sean Brady, contacted me, and I've been working for many years in the film industry. I was a production designer, and it was the stress and the long hours and all of that. I was really looking for something, and so I saw New Skin. I got really excited, and I joined. And 6 months later, my then boyfriend, now husband, Steve Pushturin, who was a civil engineer managing the mine, he joined me too. And we've had, and then my mum also joined, and we also worked together and had a lot of fun. And so that is 33 years, and Graham and Lynn and I have been in the business, the same amount of time. And it's been my passion, and passion for the whole company and the opportunity and products and everything that sustained me through all this time. So I'm still excited. I've always known why, or sort of your why you do the business. It's what you've been talking about, Pauline. What's your why? What's your why? Or sort of the essence of what's going to drive you. That's so important, because you're going to need that to, when you're in a situation where you want to talk about it, right? But I thought what I'll do is, because I am going to talk about bumping, and but I'm going to use my story to sort of illustrate it, and then I'll come back, all going well, timing-wise, and just give you some actual pointers as well to sort of be a bit more detailed about that. So, there's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts here. Okay, so already said that, and it was the idea to build a whole global business. I'm always been very big picture. Being inspired was my thing. Being inspired was my thing. On that list. Okay, so when we joined, there was it was before technology basically, and so very much it was about being on the phone or who you met. Okay. Okay, and so what did we do? Our story, we did all the things we were told to do. We came to meetings, we did all the follow. We were in everything that there was to be. We went to convention in the States in our first year. We got committed, and we had that belief. And belief is what you really need. It's like whatever you need to do. So I'm hearing new people here. Whatever you need to do, hopefully there's enough belief that you'll get from this to just get into action, because it's about being in action. But you need that belief so that when you talk to people, they feel it, Okay.
You just say that about that you were committed to the business, not just the products.
Oh yeah, I joined because of the business.
Yeah.
I actually didn't join because of the products.
Yes.
I said to my sponsor, are you telling me you want me to run around selling skincare? Because I'm a set designer, I'm not really, that's not my thing. It was the whole opportunity that I found exciting. The opportunity to build a business and have friends around the world and a life where I could do what I wanted and had the resources to do it, and that was just so exciting to me. So sometimes, or many times, people they'll have their own reason why they come in. So Karen came in for the products, right? But you don't know what it is for somebody else, right? But if you did come in for the products, know that there's just as many people that come in, because if you tell them, if they know what's on opportunity, if they know what's on offer, or they have a sense that their life could be enhanced by the opportunity, not just by the products. Well, who is there out there? You throw a net, how many people out there are looking for good skincare products? If you've got 10 people in a net, how many are really looking for amazing skincare products or health products, right? Well, how many of those
what percentage of those would be interested in enhancing their lives in terms of lifestyle and income, right? So you can get a sense of that the opportunity is just massive, right? And so that was what drove me, asked me. Okay, I'm going to just begin. Okay, I'm going to turn off my phone, it's easier, too many moving parts. Okay, so I was just so excited from the moment, pretty much from the moment I joined. A few weeks of sort of that building to where all I wanted to do was the business. So I was still actually working freelance, still doing film work. I just wanted to do Nu Skin. And whenever I met anyone, I would talk to them. Of course, the quality of the people that you talk to is relevant, because if you look around, if you're somewhere like, you're at a party or I'm going to explain different situations, but you're standing and you see some people there, who would you want to talk to? Well, you want to talk to people that look like the sort of people that you want to have in your business. And that might be hard to judge, but we all judge people immediately. You go to a party, who do you want to talk to? Or, so you make a judgment. If it's not right, it doesn't matter, right? There's millions of people out there. Talk to somebody else, right? So as I said, I'm going to tell the story through the example. So, I was looking because of course I fell in love with the products. I mean, you had to use the products. My sponsors were Shaw and Cherry Brady were very clear on that. When we did a business meeting, I tried the products. And I was told that Karen's thing, or all of our thing, anyone that's serious about the business, you want to be a core user, you want to use all the products. If you're serious about the business, that's what you're going to do. And we bought a business in a box, it was completely coachable, right? And but within that, I just wanted to talk to people. So I went to a party, and at that party, I saw my cousin was talking to this really cute man, actually. I mean, oh my gosh, looked like Pierce Brosnan, right? And very cute. I had a partner, but still. Anyway, so we started. Went over. We were just talking, and I asked him what did he do, and he said he owned supermarkets, and I said, wow, that must be that's a great business. Now, if you were to say to somebody, oh, wow, if someone says, let's say, could I ask, what's your name, sorry? Suzanne, what outside of Nu Skin, what do you do?
Support work, and I work for the union.
You work for the union, okay. I said, wow, how fabulous, that must be so nice, like all those lovely young people and being able to help them and support them. How fabulous, must be a wonderful job.
Yes, it is.
Well, mostly, or very often, let's say if you talk to someone and they'll say, yeah, it's nice, it's not that great, right? You're a lawyer, wow, how great, no, you could really help people, and that's such a good business, because I know you guys earn, it's certainly a good business. They're going to normally come back and say, oh, it's good, but, right? And that's what happened with John, look, I own supermarket, it's all right, but it's actually really tough out there. I said, oh, gee. But I thought it would be really great. And they're going to come back, and generally they'll ask you what you do, right? And so, I said, oh, well, yeah, I'm helping, I'm a set designer, actually I'm a production designer. Wow, how fascinating. Well, it's good, but actually I have something I'm much more excited about. But, so tell me more. So where's your supermarket? Where is it? So what's going to happen? He's going to come back and ask me, so what are you interested in? What else are you doing? Well, I'm helping this big international company to expand their business here in Australia and also overseas. And I'm working with a team of business-minded people in a way that sort of doesn't interfere with what they're doing, but can be really worthwhile, you know, to them. But tell me a bit more about you. So they're going to, can you hear it's a conversation? They're going to come back, well, tell me a bit more, what are you doing? And so it's like, if you know how, if you have practiced, and the reason I was able to do that, where, so, he said, tell me a bit more, and then I said, yeah, well, working with a team of people from different fields in a way that sort of doesn't interfere with what they're doing, but, can be very worthwhile to them. And actually, we are looking for a few more good people to work with, and I know that there are a number of people from, from retail and from such and such, right? So the conversation went, and I said enough, said, look, if you like, we could speak later, right? Because you're not always going to get all there, you're not always going to jump on them and say, when can we meet, right? So he came to a meeting and he joined the business, and it happened that his partner, his wife actually, his then wife, was French Tahitian, and they had their kids in the French school, and they joined and then have built a huge business, a business which started in the French community in Sydney, and it spread to around the world, right? And we were always interested in the international development, and so that was really interesting, right? But if you think about it, it just came from a party. And the other thing was that their close friends, Kate and Jens, who were in the room, who were New Skin distributors, who were going to the same meetings, not under our sponsor, they had been out to dinner with them the week before, and Kate had said to her husband, I'm going to talk to John about the business. And he said, hey, John's not going to do it. He's way too successful, because as well, John was an ex-lawyer and had been a banker and all that sort of thing. John's not going to do it, right? And how do you think they felt when the room would just fill up with their people, right? So you never prejudge people because you don't know. You just don't know. And so then that was really fun, we had that business growing. At the same time, we had lots of things happen, like Graham, well, we didn't actually go to Malaysia, but a lot of our business went to Malaysia, but, so when that didn't happen, that was not great for us. New Skin is really like this. It really is like that. And you just have to decide that you're in it for the long term. You need to get the vision, you need to get the big picture, you need to decide that this is that you're just so excited that you can't sleep. You need to do whatever you need to do to get to that place as soon as possible, right? Because the distance between where you are and that level of belief, that's what's holding you back. Seriously. So